with sick people. And so today I'm going to make some minestrone soup in the slow cooker and pray that it turns out well. Lighting is horrible. Oh, there's one of my sick kids right there. He doesn't want to be videoed. He's doing his makeup work because he's been sick from school. It's Tuesday, today's Friday, so he's missed 4 days of school, which is not good, but he has had a fever for 4 days, and you know, being a mom, it's very scary when your kids are sick. So today I'm going to try and make these people better with some soup, and I got a bunch of fresh fruit, and I'm going to cut that up and make a fruit salad and hope for the best. The funny part about it is that I really suck at cutting vegetables, and I'm very slow at it, so I have to do everything in fast forward mode so that you guys don't judge me. But I'm just saying, it's gonna take me a really long time, but it's gonna look really fast to you because I'm gonna do it all in fast forward motion. Okay, so I have most of the vegetables in. I put basil, onion, I put a zucchini, I put a carrot, celery, there's bay leaves in there, and a ton of garlic. I'm going to add some of this just because everybody's sick, and I'm hoping it doesn't make the soup taste funky, but I know that this stuff is pretty good for you, so I do not measure my seasonings because you really don't need to. I'm probably going to use vegetable bouillon and then just add some water. Okay, so here's the vegetable bouillon. I'm just going to use one for now because I don't know how much it's going to taste, especially since I'm using so many other seasonings. I'm going to put in a dash of the ginger because, like I said, everybody's sick and they cook with ginger all the time. And then I'm going to use some of this. We have the garlic, the sea salt, the pepper, and the onion seasoning. So that's perfect. It's all combined in one, so you don't have to use a whole bunch of different ones. So I'm going to add in the water. So the recipe that I was using from Pinterest called for white beans, and honestly, I probably should have just gotten a can of beans, but I bought these instead. So I'm probably going to have to cook them and then add them to the soup later. And then I'm also going to add in the noodles, of course, and then I'll do the fresh basil on the top, and I will add the grated Parmesan cheese. Just hoping that this gets everybody healthy. And in the meantime, I think I'm just going to let this cook for a few hours. It's only, 10 o'clock right now, so I can let this go until 2 or 3. Okay, so we're going to let the soup cook for a few hours, and in the meantime, I am probably just going to be tending to my little baby boss down here, over here. He's been sick since October 15th. He was on an antibiotic twice, and I'm not going to put him on one again, so I'm just doing everything I can at home to try to keep him as healthy as I possibly can. Just keeping them hydrated. And then I have my oldest son, Anthony, right there. Like I said, he missed 4 days of school this week, so our attendance is like down the poop hole, and I'm not happy about it, but I can't send him to school with the fever. We're not going to infect everyone. 4 of the kids in his class tested positive for the influenza B. So so I'm pretty sure that's what he's got as well. He has all the symptoms of the flu, and so it's very scary, especially being... Okay, so we are headed out to pick Tyler up from school, but before I wake up the sleeping toddler, which we all can probably agree to that that's the worst thing in the world. Well, not the worst thing in the world. Them being sick is the worst thing in the world. Anyways, before we head out, I just wanted to say something really fast. I had mentioned to a few people that Anthony had the flu, and a couple people said something to me that really triggered my anxiety. So a little piece of advice to people who maybe do this: when someone you know tells you that their family is fighting the flu, don't turn around and say, oh my gosh, you have to be careful because the flu is killing people. That is not cool. That's like assuming that someone is pregnant and they're not pregnant. It's like that, not cool. Okay, we are now home from picking Tyler up from school, and it looks like he had a good day. Something weird happened when we were gone. If you can see, the elf on the shelf came, but you can't see what he wrote. I'll have to post a picture, but the elf on the shelf came while we were out picking Ty up for school, and he left Tyler a little treat. Anyways, the soup's been cooking now. It is 3 o'clock, and it looks good.
Yeah, right.
And we're getting ready to boil the noodles, and then I did add in the white beans, but they seems like they got mushy, so I wasn't too happy about that. I'm making Anthony some sope because
Okay, the soup is done, and guess what? It looks good. Now that I've added the kale and the noodles, it looks like something that people might like. I did send some over to the neighbor because she's always making food for us, which we're so grateful for. So here's the soup. I'll let you know how good it was. Thank you for watching our video, and we will see you soon.